Hi guys, I want to talk for a moment about drop-offs. Um, in most cases with drop-offs, the basic rule is speed helps. The faster you go of the drop, the easier it gets, even though you need skills, basic skills to do it. And I want to show you a bit about doing slow drops, because that's the problematic thing. Let's start with showing what has to happen when you're going over a drop. As I am here, I have to be quite low on the bar. Why? Because what's happening, the bike rolls at the top and the bike wants to do that. It will drag you down. If you just come to the drop, especially if you have your weight backwards, which is a natural way the body wants to protect, it's the self-preservation instinct. Wants to, it's a danger, you want to move away from it. But what will happen is, if you come too far back and the wheel comes here, it will drag you down. So what you need is you need a range of movement. That means that in comparison, this, look, it really drags me. The bike really drags me down. Versus, I want to be here. Why? I want my upper body to be here. Why? Because as the bike drops down, my arms can get straight. So I have a range of movement, and I will stay in balance as this front wheel touches the ground. So let me show you this. I am almost pushing the bike from under me. Sometimes I like to find a place into the ground into which I want to punch the front wheel. And I think that's because you want to be a bit aggressive always. And I think that's a good way of being a bit aggressive. As you're rolling, can be pretty certain that the front wheel is going to land somewhere here. So try to focus on coming in and punching that spot. Think about that. I'll show you again. Now, that was the wheel first. That's kind of a defensive, that's an okay technique, but I haven't really utilized my hips as if I would do as doing a manual. And let's see how this goes. As you see, I utilized a bit more of legs, and thanks to that I could do a longer lift. I didn't just roll off the cliff, I almost jumped from it. Now, this requires a bit of practice, because you don't want to come slowly to the edge of the drop and push and get a bit of balance. I guess if any one of you try to do wheelies or manuals, you learn that sometimes you push the bike and you go, ugh. So you don't want to do this. That's why you don't really want a hard movement. You want to almost do this with your elbows. You want to push the bike, a bit with arms and then with legs. This is something to coordinate, arm-leg coordination. But you want to a smooth push, all right? Now I'm going to show you something a bit different without much use of hips. However, something that may smoothen up your drop, and that is if I just come like that in a static manner, if I come like that in a static manner, I just stay low and I push. That's a way to do it. But what I can also do, I can come close, quite tall, and I will show you by walking. I will come quite tall, and I will do this off the drop instead of going like that. So my transition will be much smoother like that, because my body from this point is going to go down. I will basically use this edge of a drop as a bump in the terrain, as any other bump in the terrain. You're approaching it like on a pump track. You're approaching a roller, you go up, you suck it up, and you go up. All right? So this is what I'm going to do now. What I'm doing, I'm almost letting go. I'm coming tall. In the last move, of course, I'm starting in an attack position. We'll get to that later, some other day. Anyways, I'm coming in attack position. I'm going up. In this way, I can see what's behind the drop already, and I'm almost doing. I'm always letting my muscles go. It makes a very smooth transition of the drop. I'll show it again. Now, another thing, of course, is how you land it. You can land with the front wheel, or you can run with the rear wheel. But if you push with the hips, you run more of the rear wheel. I can try to show it. In this way, I'm almost punching the ground with the rear wheel. And it looks kind of a telemark, like they have in ski jumping. It's kind of double face landing, which Ryan uses for 4-meter drops to flat, to asphalt. But you can do it as well. What is problematic though is, let's say I'm riding the trail up here and I have no speed, because now I had a certain amount of speed to get into this drop. So I can try to do a kind of a wheelie drop, and I'll show you. The important bit about it is that you need to come up front, because you want to do this with the bike. All right? The reason for it being that, of course, a situation where I don't have any possibility to gain enough speed to comfortably get down to drop. So I need to do a bit of a wheelie to gain momentum to drop off. Alright? So I need to go ahead here, press on the pedal. I'm going to do a kind of a standing wheelie. I'm not going to sit for you. I'm going to do a standing wheelie, and then I'm going to shift forward. So it's kind of a, it's the most complicated way. It's a kind of a wheelie into bunny hop, almost. I'll show you. Okay, sorry, once again. Wrong gear. Make sure you're on the right gear. pedal stroke to get off the drop. Let's try like that. I tried to do this from a track stand. No. This is perfect for a situation where you have very short running into the jump, and of course on not too tall drops. All right, so let's end this here. Thanks, I hope you found it useful, and I hope it's useful. See ya.